Is the Bai Lu and Shen Yue so-called love triangle the biggest celebrity fabrication of the decade, and are fans being played by carefully planted rumors, dramatic edits, and whisper campaigns that refuse to die? If you want the real story, the kind insiders hesitate to talk about, then stay right here, read every word, and do not blink, because what is about to unfold could rewrite everything you think you know about these two stars and the men constantly dragged into their names. For months, the internet has been burning with the same question. Is Bai Lu secretly competing with Shen Yue? Did one step into the other's path? Was there ever a rivalry at all? Fan pages turned into battlegrounds. Clips from old interviews were slowed down. Award show glances were dissected. Behind-the-scenes footage replayed frame by frame. Every smile became suspicious. Every pause turned into evidence. Every friendly comment suddenly looked loaded with meaning. And right in the middle of it all stood two women who never publicly accused each other of anything. Yet somehow the story kept growing. It always begins the same way. A vague post from an anonymous account. A blurry photo. A line like insiders say there is tension. Then reaction channels pick it up. Hashtags explode. Fans choose sides. And suddenly a narrative is born. A rivalry. A triangle. Supposed war for affection. But what if that story was never real? What if the loudest part of the drama came not from Bai Lu or Shen Yue but from the echo chambers of the internet itself? The first spark was small. Almost forgettable. A years-old clip resurfaced of Bai Lu laughing during a group interview while Shen Yue spoke about a project. Someone slowed it down. Zoomed in. Added dramatic captions. And posted. Look at her reaction. Within hours millions had watched it. Comment sections filled with theories. She looks jealous. That smile is fake. You can tell she does not like her. But people who were actually in the room that day later said something very different. They remembered Bai Lu laughing at a joke made off camera. They remembered Shen Yue smiling right back. They remembered nothing tense at all. Then came an award show moment. Both actresses seated several rows apart. Cameras cut between them. Neither waved. Neither acknowledged the other. And suddenly headlines screamed. Cold stares. Hidden rivalry. Awkward distance. What those same cameras did not show was what happened moments later. Backstage. Out of the spotlight. Multiple crew members quietly shared that Bai Lu greeted Shen Yue. That they chatted briefly about schedules. That Shen Yue complimented Bai Lu outfit. That both laughed. No drama. No icy silence. Just two professionals navigating a crowded industry event. But calm does not go viral. Conflict does. Then the love triangle label appeared. One male star linked to both women at different times through projects, interviews, or fan speculation. Suddenly the narrative shifted. It was no longer about awkward moments. It was about competition. Who was closer? Who was favored? Who got the role first? Who stood next to him at an event? Who followed who online? Fans created timelines. Colored charts. Side-by-side photos. As if mapping a mystery thriller. Yet insiders close to production teams kept saying the same thing quietly. There was no triangle. There was no rivalry. There was only scheduling overlap and coincidence. But quiet facts struggle against loud imagination. Then something unexpected happened. A behind-the-scenes video leaked from a studio corridor. Bai Lu walking ahead. Shen Yue following moments later. Both on phones. Someone added music. Added captions. Turned it into a confrontation that never existed. But a different angle from another camera surfaced days later. Showing the two of them stopping near the elevators. Exchanging a few words. Shen Yue gesturing animatedly. Bai Lu nodding. Both smiling. Before heading in opposite directions. The original clip had cut all of that out. And yet the edited version had already traveled too far. Reaction channels had already screamed. Fans had already chosen sides. The narrative was locked in. Those close to both actresses began growing frustrated. Stylists, assistants, and crew whispered that the two women rarely even crossed paths long enough for rivalry. That when they did, they were polite. Professional, sometimes warm. One makeup artist later said. They are too busy working to fight imaginary wars. Another source from a casting team shared. People forget how many projects overlap in this industry. It looks dramatic from the outside. Inside it is just calendars. Then came the moment that made some fans pause. At a charity event. No flashing lights. No staged interviews. Bai Lu and Shen Yue ended up seated at the same table. No dramatic entrances. No calculated poses. Just coincidence. Attendees later described them chatting about food. Laughing over a mutual acquaintance. Taking a quick photo together that was never posted publicly. Why was that never trending? Because no one filmed it. Because peace does not trend like conflict. And yet the rumor machine kept running. New accounts popped up claiming private tension. Unverified stories spread about auditions. About roles lost. About secret jealousy. But every time reporters tried to pin something down, agencies gave the same neutral response. There is no issue between them. Both focus on their work. No further comment. Fans read that as secrecy. Others read it as exhaustion. Then a former staffer from a major production quietly posted something that changed the tone. Without naming names. They wrote, "When two actresses succeed at the same time, people always try to pit them against each other. Most of the time the women never asked for it." That post spread fast. Suddenly people began revisiting old clips. Not looking for tension, but looking for what they missed. Friendly nods. Shared laughter. Supportive comments in interviews. Moments that had been ignored because they did not fit the narrative. One interview resurfaced where Shen Yue was asked about working in a competitive industry. She answered, "There are many talented people. I admire a lot of actresses. We all learn from each other." At the time it barely made waves. Now fans noticed that Bai Lu's name appeared on the list she praised. Another clip showed Bai Lu congratulating multiple peers on new projects, including Shen Yue. Again ignored when first posted. Now suddenly important. The so-called triangle began to look less like a shape, and more like a shadow created by angles. People started asking harder questions. Who benefits when fans fight? Who gains clicks when rivalry is implied? Why do edited clips spread faster than full footage? Why do anonymous posts get treated like proof? Slowly, very slowly, some fandom spaces calmed. Others doubled down. Because once a story takes hold it is hard to let go. Feels dramatic. Feels satisfying. Gives people sides. Heroes and villains. But real life is rarely that neat. And insiders kept repeating the same thing. There is no war. No competition beyond the normal push of a crowded industry. No secret feud driving decisions. Just two actresses building careers under microscopes. So is Bai Lu truly Shen Yue rival? Or is that rivalry something fans and algorithms built together? A story stitched from coincidence, selective editing, and the hunger for drama. The more you line up the actual moments, the conversations, the backstage sightings, the quiet charity encounters, the professional praise, the less the triangle makes sense, starts to dissolve, leaving behind something far less explosive. Two women navigating fame, schedules, expectations, and millions of eyes ready to interpret every breath. If you want the next part of this deep dive, the unseen moments insiders shared privately, and the one interaction that made several reporters quietly drop the rivalry angle entirely, then keep watching this space because what comes next might finally put this rumor to rest once and for all.